do you guys think reality TV has an impact on how we're just seen as Black women as a whole? Like,
Of
does it
course.
For sure.
Of course.
I know
Because
my
to
boss
some
was
people,
medicine.
to some people, like
Wait.
middle America or like KKK land, this is their only view of our culture. So when they're watching Love and Hip Hop, they think this is the culture. This ignorance is the culture. And so then you wonder why large amounts of groups of people think this is how we are, because they don't live around us. They don't interact with us. And so all they do is see what's portrayed on the news and what's on reality TV and what's shown on just any TV. And it's usually, for us in our culture, it's usually negative.
Mm-hmm.
We're usually the criminals. We're usually the people, casted in movies until maybe like the last 5 to 10 years, we've been breaking into like lead roles, but we were always never a lead. We were always yeah, exactly. So it's like, of course, this is what they think. This is what middle America thinks. Of course, this is what they think.
Yeah.
And wait, what was that you said, Keandra, about somebody at work?
I was going to say, I remember one of my bosses watched Married to Medicine, oftentimes in her office. So, it was just kind of like, it was just interesting because I don't really watch the show, but it was like, that's not even necessarily it's not a Love and Hip Hop genre.
No, it's
not.
What I mean?
Like it's different. So but
that's still
like,
drama.
It's still drama. I'm sure.
Them shows is more drama than Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm. Because they show drama from a finance perspective. Rich drama.
They be fighting on them shows too over the dumbest things.
Yeah,
they do. They be going off on Married to Medicine. They be fighting
in the Potomac and the Potomac housewives and all them heifers.
It be fake. It be the most worst fights though. Like, but they still be fighting. It's so unfortunate. But I know for a fact it's true. I was in Phuket one time and I have this friend out there and he is literally the blackest. I'm gonna call him Asian. I'm sorry, he's probably not. I'm in probably the wrong region, but he's the blackest one on the whole island. Okay. And I was like, yo, like, how did you learn English so good? I'm like, why you talk like you're black? Like, what's into you? He's like, oh, I learned from Love and Hip Hop. And he was like,
they do though.
Like, he learned English from rap music.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just like, you did what? And he's like, yeah, that's how I learned English. And I'm just like, no, that's not
true for a lot of cultures.
And I'm just like, that's not it though. I was like, that's not real. It's not it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is insane. And Mark Nash in the chat said, Dr. Jackie told that woman, we talking about Married to Medicine now. Dr. Jackie told that woman's fertility business in front of the nation. She did. Like,
oh my God.
She claims she didn't do it.
That's why.
That's
exactly why Kei'Renee said they're more messy than Love and Hip Hop.
You ain't never.
Well, you ain't lied. You lied. Dang. But that just goes to show the power and the influence that we have globally.
That part, globally.
I think that we have moments when we try to use it responsibly, but then there's also gatekeepers in entertainment and the powers that be that don't allow some of the other sides to be shown. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that one thing becomes
the blanket
statement, behavior, whatever it is, that everyone relates to. And it's like, but there's so many, we're such a dynamic people. Like there's literally nobody else like Black Americans on the earth. And you know what I mean? So it's just, it just makes me sad that at times that it can just be such a narrow and only one-sided view of who we are. But that is a part of who we are, and it can be celebrated too. It's funny, but it also, there should be some balance that we should be.
A lot of the world keeps their people in a bubble too. Like when you travel overseas, like I know when I was in like Indonesia, and I was also in where did we go after that? It was Philippines.
Everywhere.
My internet didn't work the way it works in America. I couldn't log into my Netflix. I couldn't log into my Hulu. I couldn't log into it said that the content was blocked. And it was like, oh, so like they block certain content from their people and they allow certain content for their people. And so when you meet these people that have skewed views of our culture and of it's even of America, period, it's because their nations or have them in a bubble like that, you know, because that's what they want their people to see and believe of America. And that's why there's so much hate for us. And, you know, there's so much miseducation, but America does the same for us. You know, there's so many things they're feeding us about other nations too. You know, it's just a whole mess, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, you know, just getting back to, you know, what we're talking about, like, you know, they're being fed certain things on reality TV because that's their only inside source to us as a people. And it's flawed. That's not who we are as people. That's 6 women that are paid to have drama.
Do that. Yeah, exactly. Because reality TV is definitely contrived and it's scripted. It just is what it is. Like those of us in the business, we know. Like, yeah, no, that's really unfortunate. It's so crazy. I had this one. I wanted to go back to Mark Nash and gave something for you, Kiara, with your honesty. He was like, well, he's like, there's a time and place for honesty. That same remark about being ashy could be in poor taste if it's at somebody's wedding.
Well, girl, you ashy girl.
You ashy girl. Let me get that before you walk
get
down
you
the
before
aisle.
you go.
Right.
You know, he might say no. You know.
We got to keep us together.
I'm not mad at it.